Good morning, Tahmina Khan is here. In this video, I will explain to you the concept of absolute valued function with the help of one question. It is a challenging question. It came in November 1912, question number 4. So before we begin, I will tell you that this is my website address, TKMaths.com, and this is my blog address. So you will find the link of my previous videos here. And on my website, you will find many useful things which will be helpful for you. So let's begin with the question. So the question why it is challenging, usually students have practiced modulus function or absolute valued function sketching when the linear function is given inside the modulus. This is a quadratic function. You need to understand the technique here. So first of all, the first step is, without considering modulus, you will just sketch a curve of 2x squared minus 9x minus 5. So forget the modulus for the time being and let's sketch that curve. Now you have studied in quadratic functions that when we sketch it, either we need to change it into completing square form, or if we can factorize, it's better factorize it. So here I have solved it by factorizing it. So first of all, let's see the factorization. All of you are familiar with this. So I'm just considering a function 2x squared minus 9x minus 5. Usually you call it Milton breakup factorization. So I have done that step. After that, factorizing common factors. And I end up with x minus 5 to x plus 1. So what factors tell you in quadratic equation basically? It tells you that these are the points on the x-axis through which the graph is passing. Agreed? So what you need to recall here is that in the general quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c, if your a, the number here, is positive, the curve is a minimum value curve. It will have this type of shape, right? So if I do rough sketching here, then it means that these are the values 5 and minus half on the x-axis through which the curve is passing. And since the shape of the curve is like this, so it will be this face, which is also called happy face, but actually it is minimum value curve. Now we have to find out what is this value of x and what is this value of y here, because that will give us the turning point. Now, because it is a symmetrical curve, the parabola, it doesn't look like here because of my drawing, but it's actually a symmetrical curve. So the mid value, the x coordinate of the turning point, how do you calculate it? You calculate the x roots, which are minus half and 5. You add them up and divide it by 2. This is the way we calculate the mid value of two numbers, right? So you get 2.25. So this value here is 2.25. I'm repeating, because it is a symmetrical curve and turning point x coordinate is the mid value of this. So I'm simply adding up minus half and 5 and dividing it by 2. This is what I have done here. It gives me 2.25. So x coordinate of the turning point is 2.25. Now because it is on the curve, I'm plugging in the equation. You can plug in here or you can plug in here. Forget about modulus right now, okay? We are not solving modulus at the moment. So when you solve it or substitute the value, you get y coordinate minus 15.125. So what information I've gotten here? Where the curve will pass through x-axis and what are the turning points. Okay, so now we have three important points. We have the turning point, we have the x-intercept, and we have y-intercept also, right? Because in the general quadratic equation, this is the y-intercept. Even if it is not given or you don't know right now, no problem. So now I will sketch this curve. Here is the curve. I have taken a perfect form, but when you are sketching it, you don't need to be so perfect. You just need to highlight this point, which I have shown in my red color thing. And you do not need to write down all these numbers. Just to show you the perfect curve, I have taken this. Whereas if you will draw it here, what you will do, you will simply using ruler. Rough doesn't mean extremely rough. It means to some extent proper. So you will simply draw axes here, x and y, right? And then in your copy, you will write here, for example, minus half. And you will write here, for example, 5. And the x coordinate of the turning point is 2.25. And now suppose this point is minus 15.125, right? You do not need to show all the values here. So this is your turning point. So in your sketch, you will simply now join these points. So it will become, I'm trying to draw here, I hope it will be look, okay, like this. So this is the way you will sketch, right? You don't need to show all these points which are not relevant. So sketching means highlight the key points. Okay. So this is the sketch of 2x squared minus 9x minus 5. Whereas we have to sketch the graph of modulus of this. Now what does modulus do? The part of the curve which is below the x-axis will be reflected in the x-axis, because modulus there is plus sign, so all the values which are inside will be plus, right? Values of y, I mean. So that's why this part of the curve will go up. So I will show you the proper curve also, but just to tell you here. So when you will reflect it, if this is on minus 15.125, exactly on the top, where it will be 15.125, right? You will reflect this curve from the x-axis. So now you will have this shape of the curve. Okay, so I'm repeating, these points will remain same. This was below the x-axis, so it will go above the x-axis because of the modulus. So let's see, I have drawn here the perfect one just to explain it to you, right? So you can see here this curve, it is touching on 15.125 because it is little above the line. And again, I will repeat, you don't need to show all this point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no. The way I have shown it to you here, this way, highlight only key points. Okay, so this is part 1 of the question, which was saying sketch the curve. So you have done sketching. So next part of the question is find the value of k for which this function is equals to k has exactly 2 solutions. First of all, you need to understand the meaning of the question. When we say solutions, it means where curves are intersecting in this case, because it is equals to k. So this curve is intersecting with this line because k is any number. Now, if you remember coordinate geometry, when you do y is equals to 2, y is equals to minus 1, it is a horizontal line. Agreed? So we will see that this value of k, for example, it is 3, y is equals to 3. When it is intersect with this curve, how many solutions do we get? So let's see here. Okay, so this curve we have gotten, or we have shown in the previous part here, right? This curve. So now, for example, if I look at this green line, it is passing through 1, 2. Okay, so y is equals to 2. It means I'm taking k 2. So if I intercept y is equals to 2 and y is equals to this, how many solutions am I getting? How many points this curve is intercepting? Red and green line. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is not right. Question is saying it should have only 2 solutions. It means it should intersect only at 2 points. Now look at this line which I have drawn here. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so y is equals to 7. The equation of this line is y is equals to 7. It means now I'm taking the value of k as 7. Again, if I see at how many points it is intersecting, here, 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 and here, 4. So what I'm seeing here, all these green lines which I'm showing you, if I take as a value of k, right, because k is right now what? For example, I'm taking k as a different numbers, right? So if I'm taking y is equals to 6, I'm taking y is equals to 7, means the values of k. I'm getting more than 2 solutions because it is intercepting at more than 2 points. Whereas if you see the purple line, it is only intercepting at this point and this point. And what is this equation of the line? y is equals to 0. So k is your 0. And if I go above 15.125, the curve intercepts the line only at 2 points, right here and here. So that's why the other value of y is greater than 15.125. So that's why when you have to find the value of k for which the curve and the line, when they intercept, why I'm calling it line? Because it is just a one constant. So it's a horizontal line. Intercepting, you should intercept only at 2 points, then it means it has two solutions. So that's why your one answer is this and other answer is this. I hope it made sense to you. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any question, you can write in the comment box. And if you have learned something from this video, please press like and subscribe button and share it with your friends. Thank you very much.